this is Faith and Books. How are you doing? Yes, I'm doing yet another video from the car. Well, this is just a short introduction. At some point, I'll do a video from some other nicer spot. But anyway, I'm waiting for my grandson. And so I just thought I'd give a really quick introduction to a little vlog I did, pretty short, of our Roman St. Patrick's Day dinner that we had last night, Sunday night. And it was a success. It was delicious, especially the Cornish game hen. That was so good. And the little dormouse meatloaves, and the feta cheese with the flatbread, and what else do we have? Oh, the asparagus. The 8-year-old grandson thought it was zucchini, and he was just chowing down on them. And he said, I really love this zucchini. So we didn't tell him it was something else. And for dessert, we have the cheese, and you'll see this in the vlog. We had the cheese and the apples. And oh my gosh, that particular cheese was so incredibly delicious. It was so good with the apple that's what the 8-year-old wanted to eat for breakfast this morning. So yeah, it was a real hit. It was a fun thing to do. I'm so burned out on cooking and stuff. I need things to get me excited about cooking. So yeah, it was a success. The other thing that I wanted to talk about, and wait a second, I'm holding this phone up. Can I hold it and show you this book? But I am reading this so slowly, Rubicon, but I have to tell you, I am enjoying it so much. I think I was really ready for a deep dive, because mostly I do general history for Romans. That's what I've been doing. And this is a deeper look at things. And it is so informative and so well written. Okay, I dropped the camera. So I edited that part out. But anyway, let me just show you this book, The Rubicon, and the last years of the Roman Republic. And to me, it's almost like a cautionary tale, because the Romans were trying to reform from having this tyrannical king. And that's how they invented the Republic. And it was this experiment, and it had some really good ideas, but it didn't work in the end, right? And so it's just so interesting to see how they were trying to grapple with this ever-present problem. I mean, we have it today, of how to control power and how to govern justly. And we don't realize, I think in this country, we're really spoiled because we have such a good, it's all relative, right? There's never, ever going to be a perfect government, ever. But, on earth anyway. But we have a pretty stable one that works pretty well, and it's got sort of shock absorbers so that it can change with the times pretty well. But the thing is, we're always one step away from tyranny, basically. And so that's the normal. The default position is brutality and injustice and power grabs and coups and that sort of thing. And we just have to be aware of that I think we just don't have the right perspective in this country, because we're spoiled, basically, because it has worked so well. So I think it's like a cautionary tale. It's the political scientist in me, because a long time ago I majored in political science, and I always found that problem of how to figure out how to govern justly a really compelling issue. And it's, that's what this is making me think of. So I'm enjoying this very much, even though I'm reading it extremely slowly. And the other thing I wanted to mention was I found this, I didn't find it. My son-in-law, who's going to show up any minute with the grandson, told me about a podcast called The History of Rome. And I can't remember the guy's name, Mike Duncan? Maybe. He did another one called Revolutions, which was, I think, more popular, and he did later. Apparently he did this one, The History of Rome, when he was still in grad school. So he does come off as young. You can tell he's kind of reading from a script, and I don't think his analysis is all that great, but it's really interesting. He's going into depth about the 7 kings right now. I'm at the point where Tyrannus Superbus has been, what's the word? kicked off the throne, and they've just established the republic, and they're trying to figure out checks on power. So they have two consuls. They've just established the consulate, two consuls, and they are supposed to be a check on each other, and then they only can serve for a year. And that turned out to be the better check, according to this guy. But then, of course, it all goes astray after a while. But they were really grappling with these issues, and it's very interesting how the Romans solved it. Okay, so I'm going to end there and have fun with the vlog. Happy St. Patrick's Day, belatedly, and I'll talk to you later. Happy reading. Okay, I am making my my St. Patrick's Day Roman dinner. And because St. Patrick was lived at the end of the Roman Empire, and he was in Britain, and so they lived, it was a very Romanized culture. These are the dormice that I'm making out of ground beef and sausage. That's what this mix is of. And I try my best. I think that's maybe the best one. But anyway, it's pretty funny and pretty humorous. So, yeah. So they couldn't fit them all in one. So, yeah. So that's... so the Roman dormice. Then over here, I got 2 Cornish game hens. And I've got parsley and green onion and lemon and herbs and salt and garlic, olive oil on them. And we're going to roast those up right now. This is a book I have about St. Patrick's Day by Gail Gibbons. I had this for my kids when they were little. But I like this picture that talks about him. St. Patrick lived many years ago. He was born in Britain around the year 380 and raised in a Christian family. And you can see the Roman influence there, I think, in the clothing. So, and in the style of house, maybe. So yeah, so he if you look him up, they really were a Roman family, and apparently of Roman culture, and apparently his mother was related to Martin of Tours, so she was a Gaul, or she was of Gaulish descent, and then his father was Briton, and he was born in an area, I think they might think it was like on the border with Scotland, that area. And then when he was about 14 or 16, around there, he was captured by some Irish pirates, and he was put into slavery. Let's see, I think this book talks about it. I was reading about it from other sources as well. And he was there for 6 years, and then he finally escaped. And then he went back, and he became a priest and a bishop eventually, and then he went back to Ireland as a missionary. So anyway, so the theme of this dinner is St. Patrick, what St. Patrick might have eaten when he was 8 years old. And then I plan to steam up these asparagus for a vegetable, and I got really lazy. I was gonna make some kind of cabbage, or but no one would eat it. I can't eat it. I would be the only one to eat it, and practically nobody else would eat it. I was going to do some sort of fancy carrot dish, but I think I'm just going to serve carrot sticks, which maybe, they ate carrots, apparently. Maybe they just munched on carrot sticks, so could be. So anyway, so that's going to be our vegetable. Okay, and the rest of the dinner, I'm going to toast these up and cut them up and serve them with this Greek-style cheese. I mean, it's Greek, but it's Mediterranean. It's feta with herbs and garlic and stuff. So it's a spread on the bread, and then we're also going to have some olives, of course, and then we're going to snack on some nuts because the Romans did eat pistachios and nuts. And then over here, I've got for dessert, we're going to have apples. I'm going to slice these up, and some cheese. So I figure I'm mixing the Roman culture with the British Isles culture, right? So this is cheese from the British Isles, and then this is apples they would grow there. And then I got this from Spain, but I figured it would be typical of the kind of food they would eat. It's basically just figs and almonds pressed together, and so maybe we can have a little taste of that for dessert along with our apples and cheese. So that is all of my St. Patrick's Day Roman dinner. Okay, I'm about to call people down for dinner. There's the roasted Cornish game hens, and do these still look like mice? Maybe that one does a little bit. Yeah, maybe a little bit. And then I'm not going to slice the apples till it's time, because I don't want them to turn brown. There's the asparagus, and the nuts, and the olives, and the flatbread with the feta cheese. So yeah, so happy St. Patrick's Day.